my fresh Interlock, people. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, whatever time you may be watching. So today, I washed my hair. I washed my hair with a black soap mix that was sent to me by Mem's Line. Her details are down below. It is glorious. Honestly, don't know what she put in it, but it's glorious. So I thought I'd give you a lock update. Now, let's work out how long I've had my locks first. So I must have had my locks now. I think I got them installed in September, October, November, December, January, February. Ooh, oh my gosh, I'm almost 6 months in. The update. So first thing that happened was that when I got my locks, so my hair was quite long, so even though the shrinkage was real, my hair was quite tall. Where they attached the lock onto, they left quite a lot. There was quite like that much hair, if you know what I mean, and then the rest was locks. So because of that, I found like 2 or 3 weeks later, I couldn't tell whether I had regrowth or whether it was where the lock had been attached. So it became really, really confusing. So I wasn't sure whether it was the growth from the retwist, does that make sense? Or whether it was where it had the original lock had been installed and it had just unraveled. So I wasn't sure what was going on. I couldn't tell the difference and it was really, really jarring me. What I decided to do as a result was to interlock. Before I reached the decision to interlock, I had tried to retwist my hair with different products just to see if that would help to hold the retwist. And I was washing my hair, I'd say, I wash my hair every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks really, because my scalp gets quite itchy and I'm very active, I go to the gym, etc, etc. So, you know, every 2 weeks, you know, I was told by my loctician at the time, the person who installed the locks, that that would be fine. The retwist just wasn't holding and I was just getting frustrated thinking, what am I going to do? Hello! Okay, so what else with my locks? One of them at the front, if you remember when I first did it, I showed you that it was really super long. It's still quite long, but it was stupidly long. It grew really, really long compared to the rest of my hair. So I snipped the end of it off. It was driving me potty whenever I was trying to style it. There is one at the back that is really grown super long as well. I don't know where it's gone. But there's one that is, yeah, I think it's this one, like that is really long. And they have grown quite a lot. I think judging from the videos before, they were kind of like here. So they are growing and I'm quite excited to see them grow to like boobage level. I do think though, perhaps when they were installed, some of them were rushed as they were being built. They're not all even and I have been having kind of lock envy at people's who are all like uniform, but at the same time I don't like it when they all look perfect in uniform because it kind of makes me think, oh, are they faux locks? I know they're not, but I'm not sure whether I like that complete like uniformity of it either. The worry that I have, the massive worry and paranoia I have with my locks is this, okay? Is the thickness of my locks. Now I like this thickness, I like how thick they are. I never ever wanted micro locks. I never wanted tiny skinny locks. It wasn't my thing. I like body and volume in my hair. So the concern I have is that this thickness is not matching the thickness that's going through my roots. So I'm worried that I'm going to be left with my natural locks that are just skinny spaghetti things, and I'm really not sure how I'm going to feel about that. And also I wasn't sure whether my hair is actually locking, but to be honest I think that's just me being impatient because this is the lock downwards, this is my lock, if that makes any sense. So that is quite locked, that there is locked, yeah, that's not going anywhere. And I am concerned, I don't know whether it's showing up on camera, but I don't know whether that is just the soap or my build-up, and so I'm a bit worried about build-up, but that build-up I believe would be from that first product that I've used, which was that wax, molding styling wax. I'm not using that ever again. That's where I think that is, because that's from the initial that's the bottom of the lock, so that's where it first was grown from. So I think that build-up is from that product. And I have done ACV, whatever, rinse several times. It's just not going, it's not shifting. I'm not panicking about it, right? Because my argument is, as it grows, the rest of my lock, as in from that point where it's been joined, is fine. So what will happen is, right, my thing is, even if I get these skinny spaghetti locks that I'm not happy with, I'll just cut them off, grow out my hair, and get a new set attached. Hey ho, I would have enjoyed these for at least, I'd say, before that gets to that level, maybe at least 2-3 years. And like, I'll start again. It's only hair, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is show you what I mean, the difference. Those of you who know, like, obviously skip this bit. So when you're retwisting, what you do is you will take your lock, okay, and you will just take, well, I don't use any, oh yeah, and that's the other update. Now I don't use any product whatsoever in my hair to retwist at all. So I only use water and oil, that's it. And I will retwist with my palm, make sure it's nice and smooth, and clip it in place. C'est fini. I don't use anything else. Okay, so I've spoken to you about this mango sproil oil before. I still use it. But inside here now is a mix of sproil and the carrot oil from Organics and water. And that is all I use to spray with my clips. I just clip it and just leave the clips in overnight. It's very uncomfortable. It's just because I tend to not be able to do it during the day. Like today, I don't need to. But that's only if I ever retwist. And I only retwist if I'm going out and I want that look. This I love. It doesn't have any mineral oil in it, which is what I prefer about it to the other one. It is a bit heavier, but I do prefer it because I can use it on my skin. I use it everywhere, to be honest. So we all use this as well as the tea tree oil. We'll tend to mix them together. I was using this locking gel, and I really did like it. It gave me a really lovely shiny hold. I love that. But then I started getting scared about build up, so I don't use this as often, if I'm honest. I don't really use this unless I'm like, oh, maybe for the front. Even that I don't, and I don't tend to gel down my edges anymore either. And just, I don't know, I just think I'm going more for this organic, really organic. No, I still want it to look neat. Do you know what I mean? I'm not quite Bob Marley life. I still want it to look neat, but the amount of products I use now is just minimal. It's just water and natural products, really. Oh, by the way, do you like my jumper? Let me show you. It's by Hoods and Sweats. Go buy yours. My mess. Don't look at my mess. Don't watch that, B. You will need a very expensive tool. Very expensive, very hard to get. A safety pin, yeah. You are gonna take one of your locks, smooth, make sure that all the hair that you need. Oh, check out my nails, y'all. I will leave the link below. She's amazing. So look, this is all the loose hair that's growing out, and I'm just gonna wrap that round all the way down the lock. I take my safety pin, focus through the end, close it, and then you're going to go so up and down, and then side to side. You've got to be careful that you don't go back in the place that you have already been, otherwise you'll create a hole. Okay, and that's it. See? All done. Now the reason why people say that interlocking is so bad and it gets a bad name is because you could damage your locks in the sense that if you repeatedly loop over where you have already gone, you will create a hole. Kind of like, think about when you are doing knitting and you lose a stitch, then you'll get that little hole. But the thing is, if you're paying attention to what you're doing, which you do because you're doing it on your head, you will feel that hole anyway, and so you'll just go back on yourself and go to the right direction. So you're supposed to go, I go from back to front and then from left to right, and then if there's more space I might go from, so they say north to south and then east to west, and then you're supposed to go from northeast to southwest, and then from northwest to southeast. Yay! Geography! Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, this update. I know that some people have come to me just for permanent lock extensions. I will hopefully be able to film me putting in my perm rods, not perm rods, pipe cleaner curls, because that's how I plan to style my hair this week. But until my next video, take care, God bless, bye bye.